Good morning, Vietnam. Man, it's a good time to make a video. I am stuck on traffic. I don't know. I'm not used to like coming in this late to the city where I usually go there early, like 2 hours early, just to find parking space and just relax, take the stress off the day. Life is the day is too stressful to feel that you. Now that it's I'm still doing good time. My class is at 2 o'clock, but I like to be there early at 12 o'clock and just sit around and just find parking space. That's for one. That is the most important part of it. And avoid the traffic. Bottom line. I usually get to the city Friday evening. So I'm way behind schedule. Yesterday I was very, very tired and I just thought I'd call it a night early. And the funny part about it is just that I wake up at 1 o'clock, tossing and turning, and I'm like wondering what time it is. And I was like, 1 o'clock? Why I'm so wide awake at 1 o'clock? I went to sleep very early. I don't remember the time, but I'm sure it was like something like, I don't know, 8 o'clock, maybe earlier than that. I wanted to get some extra sleep. You see, working out really, really tears you apart, basically. And rest is what really recuperates it. So I've been trying to go easy on my body and actually getting the rest that I need. But waking up at 1 o'clock in the morning and just playing with your phone is just something that, only because you have so much energy, you want to blow off an hour or two and still wake up early. So I did that yesterday. Yeah, anyway, well, what is a good topic? Reason why I'm making a video. I don't know if you guys understand the real definition of what's the song? Teacher, leave them kids alone. It's a rock and roll song. It'll come back to me right away without Googling, because now I probably can Google it on my other phone. I don't usually do Google, but what's the name of it? God. Teacher, leave them kids alone. Oh boy, man, it's a freaking common song. It's a real classic. It's a classic. What's the name of the singer? Man, is it? Oh my God, teacher, leave them. No, I don't have any signal on my phone. My other phone. My mother's old phone that I passed on to her. So, teacher, leave them kids alone. It'll come back to me. I don't want to use the Google to. I guess I got a signal now. Got a signal. So if I just Google teacher, leave them kids alone, it'll come back with the song. It'll refresh my memory. Teacher, leave them kids alone. Alright, there it goes. Pink Floyd. Alright, Pink Floyd. Yes, Pink Floyd. God, man, it's just. Why did I get stuck on a video about Pink Floyd. I don't listen to Pink Floyd every day. It's been way off. It's out of mind, out of sight. Okay. I work on retaining my the ability of actually doing better than average when it comes to like mind, body, and soul. Okay, that's what I'm about. Mind, body, and soul. How to have your best life and having your best life is meaning is not get old at all. I mean, this is the summer has really hit, at least for 2 days. This morning it was about 48 degrees early in the morning. I just checked and I was like, it's kind of weird how 48 and now we're going to wind up in the probably about 75 today. Tomorrow is going to be like 86 probably. If I can double check that. But let me not waste any time and get straight to the point. Now, the tweak of the day is that it's been on my mind for quite some time, but I'm trying to find a way how to relate to the point without one making any notes, using AI, because I do have AI, so I can actually sit down and compose a real fantastic really fantastic topic and sound very, very intelligent using AI. I really enjoy AI. So let me get straight to the point. Teacher, leave them kids alone. We're having a problem that third world shitheads are coming in here and they're like, what if we get rid of them? What? America's gonna fall apart. No, America would not fall apart unless we straighten our kids out. Okay? So the Pink Floyd teacher leaves them kids alone. We're literally taking the kids and putting them and grinding them and making chopped meat, grinding meat. That's literally what the Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd is not playing with that video. He's literally explaining like these useless kids. Look, the best we can do is eat them motherfuckers. You see? And that's what the Pink Floyd teacher leave them kids alone means. It really means that. It was mind blowing. I've been listening to Pink Floyd teacher leave them kids alone and never really crossed my mind what exactly was he really talking about. What's he really trying to convey to the public? I don't know how long that song's been around, but that song is an old classic song. You see? And not everyone has the balls to really compose something. That's what I'm trying to attempt to get it started at least. Teacher leave them kids alone is a very serious topic about the kids are actually dropping. You know, I mean, these kids are like disrespectful. They're like really walking around like, Mom, don't tell me anything. Dad, leave me the hell alone. And what are you supposed to do with these kids? Now these third world shitheads are coming to America, and we're getting Americans are getting replaced because we're considered to be lazy. We don't want these shitty jobs. So third world shitheads would be like, oh my God, they pray to have at least a job. They come from a third world country where they wish they had the opportunities that Americans have, and they jump on it. They literally jump on it, and they strive, and they really succeed. And it's peanuts. It's what Americans are actually like. Well, I don't work for peanuts. So they start munching off of mom and pop, and my point I'm trying to convey is that mom and pop are the problems of actually raising these kids that don't really understand what the value of a true dollar is. You see? Cut their allowance off. Or minimize it to the point that you're gonna have to hustle for a little bit. You're gonna have to hustle in a percentage. These kids are well off. Some of these kids are well off. They rather the parents. I really can understand and relate to the point that they rather give their kids some money than actually being stressed out about how robbing and stealing and doing bad things to hustle. But the part about doing bad things to hustle is not part of my plan. You see? The part about is that catch them very, very, very young. You're talking about the age of 13 or possibly 12. Now, any parents that have like a family business, they literally grow up on a family business. You see? And their mom and pop hope that he'll take over the company. You see? Now, what I'm trying to explain, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a very, very, very fantastic story about Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You would have to understand you would have to go through the Rich Dad, Poor Dad to me breaking it down and me wasting time explaining it. It's something that do it on your own, okay? Part about we're living in a world of information. If I say something like Rich Dad, Poor Dad and you don't understand, then handle your business and find out and some. I think you can get the whole book on YouTube for free. What's Rich Dad, Poor Dad really means. So, and they started young, really valuing the money that they can make. Okay, they made nickels and dimes. They out of what they call toothpaste, which is like counterfeit money. It's not something that their parents planned for them to do to make money. But the point of it all, it can get a little bit of off course as far as counterfeit money or things that are illegal. But it's a very interesting story. I love the story. I've heard the story a few times. I'm not a reader. I wish I was. I'm working on it. And really, I mean, I admire people that actually, I'm deviating by the way, I admire people that sit down and can really read a good book and enjoy themselves. Just them and the book. That's all they care. They don't want to talk to anyone. They just want to finish a topic, finish a chapter, I mean. And that's how they enjoy their lives. Now, I want to try to stick to the point, okay? We need to do something about these kids that are actually third world shitheads coming in, and we're relying on these third world shitheads to take over our jobs. Where if we allow our kids to actually work that young, okay, what's the age? 13, I think 14, where they can literally work for a company as far as being legal to work. But I'm talking about even younger than that. Me and my dad, I believe it was my very, very first job. I was 13 years old, and we walked, if anybody knows Bushwick, we lived in Bushwick, let's just say Bushwick Avenue in Putnam. We walked all the way to Graham. From store to store, he was looking for me, helping me find a job. You see? We went from every store, and I wound up working in a supermarket. It's Cuban supermarket, and that was one of my real jobs. I think I was 13. I was still in school, so I was going after school to my job, and then work Saturdays. I don't know if it was open. I think it was Saturday and Sunday. I remember Saturday. But the part about I'm trying to focus, that we went from store to store, from Putnam Avenue, I believe, when we lived there, Putnam and Bushwick, all the way going down to Graham Avenue, which they have more stores. So we stopped, before we got to Graham, we stopped at a supermarket. It says, yeah, we're willing to hire someone. You see? Because from time to time, my dad really gave me he gave me a few dollars, but it wasn't consistently. You see? So, but what I'm trying to get to, the point I'm trying to make, is that there would have to be a part 2 to this thing, because it's gonna, look, right now I'm stuck on, I'm like really literally sitting on traffic, like really not moving at all, just stuck. Okay, so I got some time. I'm unbelievable. Sometimes it's slow, and this is like a dead stop. You see? And I have my windows closed because I don't want the noise to mess up my video. And today is really hot, and my AC is not working. And I know what's it like to not have AC. So do I need to get stressed out about it? No, I don't need to get stressed out about it. I'll handle it. You see? It feels like a steam bath. And it will only get worse. So I did bring my vinyl to cover the windows, to keep it a little cooler inside, but I don't have any AC. And I'm not, look, once I see that my bank account is actually reflecting what I can do as far as getting my AC, I may have to go to my mechanic and pick his brains and find out. The last time he said, you got no power going into the compressor. No, that's a good thing. That's an easy fix. As an electrician, that's an easy fix. I'll find power. So if that's was the major problem, I would have to double check with him and says, hey man, come on, help me out here. Let's get this AC up and running. And he will give me details. He won't charge me, because I have 4 cars before, and it wasn't one car, it was another, so I know him pretty well. And so he gives me the choice. I can pick his brains. He'll be more than happy to help me out and get me started. He will do the technical part about doing the diagnostic check, and he's just not everyone is going to be able to do that and really actually give me the time of day to pick his brains, because believe me, I had to earn my stripes with him. I would ask him things and he would just not say anything to me. I got more information on YouTube than I got on him, and I learned. But he was a quiet dude. He was just hands-on. He need to push some work, and he's not there to like really, it wasn't in his advantage to really help me out. And the more he teaches me, the less I will spend. You see, this is what the world is coming up to. We have to crack the windows a little bit. Standing still here is just something that I may have to get my the fan, battery fan, the Milwaukee fan. I have the Milwaukee fan. something's gotta happen. I gotta figure something out. Uh, anyway, I don't want the noise. Man, it's just a noise bothers. Anyway, look, I'm trying to keep it real. We gotta do something about these kids as far as not being appreciative. How to make $1. You see? When I lived Putnam, and the owner, it was a realtor. He had me knocking down like ceilings. He's like, hey, I got a job for you. I'll pay you a few dollars. And he knocked down. He didn't tell me the part about how much of lead poison I'm inhaling. He won't even give me a mask. I don't think he gave me a mask. He just like, I need this ceiling down, and he's like, he'll disappear. Never told me how dangerous it was. So that's how I hustled back then. Just like, I remember the times I was trying to hustle to buy myself a sheepskin. You know, back in the days, it was a sheepskin. A sheepskin, I think it was a rabbit coat. Very famous back in the days. And trying to save some money. My allowance wasn't enough for that, and so I was able to, like, I bought the sheepskin, I remember, and I was happy about it. Man, I remember the sheepskin. I can go down to like memory lane, and I don't know if I want to just be personal about this particular, because I can open up a can of worms and come up with a deviating, go way off course of what my real point of why I wanting to make a video. And it's almost, I can't believe it's 23 minutes and I gotta shut it down. God bless and take care. I'll probably do a part 2.